Hey everybody, how we doing today? Jordan with Farm Builder, and what I thought we'd talk a little bit about today is what I look for in a replacement boar. We're up here at our weaning pen. I've got a young one here and some older ones, and so we'll go over some of the characteristics of what we're looking for in that animal at this point in its life. Okay, so if you are farrowing your own piggies and you've got a sow operation, breeding enterprise going on, boars obviously is something that you are going to have to consider, whether you're doing live breeding or AI. Either way, you do have to make some decisions on this. We are doing live boar coverage, whatever the proper term there is for it, but we use boars. And we are using replacement boars from our own herd. We're running about 100 sows right now, adding in some more this year. And so we have enough genetic diversity and distance inside the herd that we can keep our own boars. And so what we'll look at here is our first one. And the way that we push our options forward on keeping a boar, we don't castrate till weaning. So unlike other places that castrate at 3 days through whenever they can get a hold of them, we very deliberately only castrate at weaning, namely because that means we're only rounding up the piglets one time instead of having to round them up when they're a couple days old or 2 weeks old and castrate them and then let them go back with the sows. We are catching them only one time at weaning and castrating at that point. So that gives us the option to look at the animals at weaning and make a decision there. So we had a group that we weaned this morning from one of our maybe 3-year-old sow sets. So these are kind of middle of the road in their production life. And this is one that we decided to keep. And so what I'll show you about this little boarling that I like and that I look for at this stage, size is going to be one of them. So you want to have a good sized piglet. And the other thing that I'm looking for is an even top line. So from those front shoulders to his tail, if he's standing still and standing pretty, it's a nice even line, kind of like there's a 2x6 laying across his back. Other things to look for is length of the piglet. This particular one here, he's a little bit shorter than maybe what I would ideally like, but he is a stud in other ways, so we'll give him a pass on this at this point. Legs is what we're looking for, so we want straight legs. We don't want bowed legs on the front. That's something that that you'll see happen. You want to stay away from that. And another big thing for me is the chest barrel. I like the shoulders to be wider than the butt. It seems the ham kind of takes care of itself, but if you're not careful when selecting your boars, you'll see pigs kind of slack off towards a cavitated chest, and they start looking more like a deer instead of having that nice wide front end on them that gives you all that nice Boston butt and picnic roasts and lots of trim for your sausage. Disposition is something else to look for, but you can't know that at this stage whether the pig is going to be a gentle pig or he's going to be an absolute a-hole kind of pig. So that's kind of later down the road. And then last thing, obviously, you're going to look at is the junk in the trunk. Does he have a uniform set back there? Are there any tendencies towards hernia? Is one of them maybe a little bit enlarged? You definitely don't want to keep that. You want a nice package on your pig. Hello, buddy. So for now, this is what we're looking for in a piglet. And we'll jump over here and show you some that are about 100 pounds that we've got coming up as replacement boars. Just a side note on this little guy, because I'm keeping him as a single, probably going to sell him because we like to run our boars in pairs. There's been some studies done that when you're using live coverage, if you have 2 boars, that increases your litter counts by 1 to 1.5 piglets average. And the reason for that is pigs conceive over multiple parties, let's say. And so if you have multiple boars, you're getting high quality sperm and semen over multiple breedings, and that can lead to a higher conception rate. So probably should have started this video with a PG-13 disclaimer that, hey kids, we're discussing biology here today. But all right, we'll jump in here into the weaning pen. So we've got about 80 weaners in here, and then we've got some boarlings that are just here to be big brothers to these guys. And I'll go over some of the traits that we're looking for on these pigs. So obviously, as they grow out, we're getting, these are about 100 pounds or so, and we can start to make more assessments of them. So you can see on this guy, he's got a nice wide chest on him. There's a good gap there between his two front legs over here. These two, so this guy and another one that's in here, are quarter Hereford crosses that we're trying out. So they seem to bring in a little bit of body size to them that I like. Oh, coming over to say hi. Yes. So you can see his line is flat on the top. Again, you can set that 2x6 on there, maybe more like a 2x8 for him. So nice even keel, wide on the front end, giving me a little bit of love. Hey, that's my buddy. We don't clip teeth on any of our piglets, so be careful I didn't give you a little nip. So these two here are that quarter Hereford cross. This one back here is one of our genetics, so you can see a little bit different. He's got a little bit more of like a red hamp kind of look to him. All of these are pretty decent. It's interesting, these Herefords are a little bit skinnier, a little bit lengthier, but that's fine. We'll see how they grow out. And let's walk over here and see if I can get some of these other ones to stand up. So it's 9 o'clock in the morning, still hitting the snooze button over here. So we've got 6 potential replacement boars in here right now. So here's another one that's our genetics here. That's that quarter Hereford cross that we brought in some Hereford gilts a couple years ago, and we've been playing around with their genetics. And we have one set of these quarter Hereford boars in service right now, and they've been throwing some nice chunky piglets. So having that cross and getting a little bit of that hybrid vigor has been nice. Hey there, buddy. He's kind of funny. He's got those little doggy ears. So again, you're looking at the same criteria. Is that line flat across the top? If he's standing there, shoulders in the front, are the legs straight? Is the package nice and uniform? And disposition, again, we've never had a problem with our boars being aggressive, and I think that's because they are always with sows, so they're never in the bachelor pad alone and feeling lonely and horny. But the way that we do it, because we have 7 groups of sows right now, and we use primarily two sets of boars for our breeders, and they are moving from one set to the other. So we don't bring our sows to the boars, we bring our boars to the sows. So when we're getting ready to breed, we bring the 2 boars over and drop them off. They take care of business for a month or 2, and then we can catch them out and move them over to the next set, because we are in what we call a cyclic operation here, where we are breeding, farrowing, weaning every month. And 4 of those groups are gestating. So there's always something going on and always a place for the boars to be. And they are just big kitty cats. They are just kind of lays around all day and chase tail. That's what they do. That is not a boar right there. That would be a eunuch. He's just hanging out in here for right now. But hope you guys found something useful there. Some of the criteria that we're looking at for our replacement boars. Again, we breed up all of our own replacement animals, I guess, for a couple reasons. 1, it allows us to select the criteria we want. 2, it allows us to keep our herd contained. We haven't had any new animals brought in probably in 3 years since we brought in those Hereford gilts. And I don't know what the other reasons are. That's enough for today. We'll catch you guys later. Hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment, all that good jazz. Share it around. And we will catch you later. Bye now.